Have you ever really thought about your morning toast? Or that donut you grab with your coffee? I mean, where does it actually come from? Well, it's a story of incredible precision, massive scale, and some seriously cool technology. So let's pull back the curtain on the secret world of industrial baking. You know, we have this romantic image of baking, right? Hands covered in flour, carefully kneading dough. It's a real art form. But when you need to feed millions of people every day, that art has to become a science. It's managed by complex control panels and machinery that makes sure every single product is perfectly identical. And that's the big question, isn't it? How on earth do you take something as organic and, alive as dough and scale it up to an industrial level with almost perfect consistency? Well, the answer, as we're about to see, is in a whole series of highly specialized, incredibly smart machines. To get that kind of consistency on such a huge scale, you have to control every single variable, right from the very beginning. And it all starts with the foundation of everything, the dough. Let's see how they do it. Believe it or not, the very first thing they control is the water temperature. See, yeast is a fussy little organism, so the water hitting the flour has to be the exact same temperature every time, whether it's the dead of winter or a summer heat wave. A water chiller like this one guarantees that every batch of dough starts its life under absolutely perfect conditions. All right, next up, kneading. And yeah, forget kneading by hand. We're talking about massive spiral mixers with bowls that can hold up to 300 liters of dough at a time. These are powerful beasts designed to perfectly develop the gluten structure, basically doing the work of dozens of bakers in just a few minutes. And don't think these are just dumb brute force machines. They're incredibly smart. On a control panel like this, operators can program every last detail with insane precision. We're talking exact mixing times, multiple speeds, even reverse bowl rotations, all to make sure every single batch of dough has the exact same consistency down to the second. Okay, so now you've got this gigantic, perfectly mixed blob of dough. The next challenge is, how do you turn that beautiful chaos into thousands of individual, perfectly uniform pieces? And this is the machine that does it. The dough divider is kind of the unsung hero of the industrial bakery. It gently uses a suction system to cut and portion the dough, making absolutely sure that every single bun, roll, or loaf starts out at the exact same weight. And get this, they are unbelievably fast. Some of these machines can churn out up to 3,600 perfectly weighed pieces of dough every single hour. That's one piece every second. Just let that sink in for a moment. And this amazing level of control isn't just for your standard loaf of bread. The technology is always adapting. To meet the huge demand for artisan-style breads, specialized machines like liquid leaven processors allow bakers to perfectly manage complex sourdough starters, creating those unique, flavorful products, but on a massive scale. Right, so after being divided and shaped, the dough needs to chill out, rest, and rise. This happens in what's called a prover. Honestly, you can just think of it as a climate-controlled spa for dough. The temperature and humidity are perfectly managed to let the yeast do its thing and develop that final, delicious flavor and airy texture. And this is the result of all that amazing tech. Thousands upon thousands of identical dough balls, all perfectly portioned and rested. This uniformity you're seeing, that's the secret sauce. That's what's key to getting a consistent bake every single time. Okay, let's get to the main event, the baking itself. This is where the magic really happens, and once again, technology is playing the starring role. These modern bakery ovens are true precision instruments. From a digital control panel, every single element is managed. We're talking about patented steam systems for that perfect crispy crust, precise temperature curves, and even super efficient energy-saving designs. It's all about taking every bit of guesswork out of baking. But look, these principles of automation and consistency, they're not just for bread. They apply to pretty much everything you'd find in a bakery, including fried goodies. So let's talk about how you make thousands of perfect donuts. I want you to meet the donut robot. This thing is basically an entire production line in one unit. It deposits the dough, it fries it for the perfect amount of time, it automatically flips it, and then it sends it down the line for glazing. It is a true marvel of automation. And the output is just staggering. This one system can produce up to 1,500 donuts an hour. This is how your local supermarket or coffee shop can have fresh, consistent donuts ready to go every single morning.
So we've seen the how, these incredible machines that make it all possible. But who are the companies actually building them? Let's zoom out and look at the global engine that's really powering your plate.
A lot of the equipment we've just seen comes from a company called Mono Equipment. They started way back in 1947 in the UK, building a reputation for real quality craftsmanship. Fast forward to today, and they're a huge international player, but they're also part of a much, much bigger story.
See, Mono is part of something called the AFE Group. And that group, in turn, is owned by the Ali Group, a massive Italian corporation that's one of the biggest players in the entire global food service industry. And when I say the Ali Group is big, I mean it's immense. We're talking over 10,000 employees working in 33 different countries, with manufacturing facilities all over the world, from the US and Europe to Australia and New Zealand.
So, the next time you pick up a loaf of bread, just remember the journey it's been on. It goes from a simple dough to a perfectly engineered product, and it's all made possible by this hidden global network of innovation that has completely changed our food system.
And all of this leaves us with a pretty big final thought. We've seen how this technology creates incredible efficiency and consistency. But as this automation gets more and more perfect, what does that mean for the future of our food, for the bakers, and for what we value in the things we eat every single day?